If you're seeing me right now, it's your sign that you are in the energy of abundance. And I'm getting for some of you, it may not be totally clear, and abundance means more than money. My spirit's been really hammering that point home to me quite recently, so some of you may be going through that as well, that abundance means a lot more than money, and you're in this energy of abundance. Like there's a lot to you, there's a lot that you have to offer, there's a lot that you have to give. And how it's coming through for a lot of you is that your spirit just cannot or will not sustain scarcity or anything to do with it anymore. And you're getting pretty, I don't want to say harsh, but they're very clear lessons. And the example I got had to do with fruit. And I've been hearing fruits of your labor. Interesting where I have sacrifice at the back of my deck. This is the Hangman in the traditional deck. This is very much a perspective shift that you've been getting, and that you've had to sacrifice this scarcity mindset because your spirit cannot physically sustain it anymore. So again, what I got was the image of fruit, that you go to the grocery store and you want to get strawberries, but blueberries are on sale, and you're like, I could really use the extra cash, or like I could really save some money this week if I just went with blueberries instead of strawberries, right? Like your spirit's calling for you to go get strawberries, but blueberries are $1 less. So you grab the pack of blueberries, and when you get home, you open it up and they're all like either mushy or some of them are moldy, and it's like you have to throw them out. And it's that, like, the lesson there is to go for what you want, because your spirit's not going to entertain anything less. That it's, did you really save money when you had to throw it out? Like you just threw that $2 in the trash when you could have gotten, $3 strawberries instead. That kind of thing. There's, you playing it safe almost is like your spirit will not entertain it anymore. There's like a go big or go home type of energy. And I'm hearing like you can't half-ass anything anymore. That you go after what you want and you go after it 100%, even if like you're a little scared doing it. That like the hesitancy is, you had the money in the bank account, but things have been kind of tight recently and I could really save that extra $1. And then you're seeing that saving that extra $1 meant you had to throw out $2 instead, and you would have been better off just buying the thing that you wanted in the first place. That's what's really coming through, is that you're in this energy of abundance and you're being called to own it. That you wanted the strawberries, your bank account is showing you can afford it, go for it. And there's been like this little back and forth, and every time you waver, you're gonna get a very clear sign that you cannot waver anymore. You have to go and live the life that you've asked for, and that every action you take that is in alignment with your true self is going to keep building on this energy of abundance. And that's how you prove to yourself that you're like, what, I am abundant, I can do this, my life is looking good, And I'm hearing it is those little luxuries that proves these things to you. But you're going to be seeing a lot more of those lessons of no longer compromising on things that are important to you. And I get it, like fruit doesn't seem like a big deal, but it's that I'm hearing it's those little things that add up to the big things. That if a small luxury isn't worth it to you, then you're not going to be okay with something bigger. And that this is how it starts. So for a lot of you, you're on this climb now, and it's a very harsh shift, especially where we have these eclipse energies. Tomorrow is a full moon with a partial eclipse, right? Isn't it tomorrow? I don't know what day it is. I think it's tomorrow. And that's like, this is what's ushering in that next phase of our life. That who do you want to be stepping into this next phase? And a lot of you, it's letting go of that version of yourself that didn't have it like that. That's always waiting for like the other shoe to drop or something to get like the rug to pulled out underneath them. And it's like you're leaving that behind. You're leaving behind this lack of trust in yourself, because that's what it is. That if I go after what I like or I do what I like, things are gonna be ruined for me. And it's this level of trust that you could have a life that you like and it's not gonna get taken away from you. Yeah, with this 3 of birds that came out, this is like 3 of swords. So you've definitely had some heartbreak in the past, and this is why you don't trust yourself, or you've had people sabotage you in the past, where it's like if you had something good, people wanted to take it from you. So now you see not doing what you like or not going after what you like as like playing it safe, because if I'm not happy with it, no one's gonna want to take it from me, because you know how people are, they see people's happiness and they want to steal it. But this is your sign that like it's protected, and that you also know how to protect yourself now. This past lives, this is like the death card in the traditional deck. You're definitely going through a rebirth here, and this is why like your old ways just aren't working anymore. Like I said, that you buy the blueberries and then when you get home they're all moldy. That type of thing is You're getting very clear lessons that that old version of you has died, that version of you that operated out of fear and scarcity just isn't here anymore. And it's very clear. Yeah, with the Seven of Embers, this is a phoenix coming out of a book of protection spells. So it may seem, even though things are kind of going on around you, I'm getting some of you can't really see this yet because it feels like you're juggling a lot. I got the image of a juggler in my head as well, and it was someone like juggling 3 pins, and then someone's throwing them a 4th and a 5th, and they're really stressed out, but they're still juggling. And that's the whole point here, is that you're really focused on making a lot of things happen for yourself right now, not seeing the level of mastery that you've attained, that you haven't dropped any of these pins. You have 5 pins in the air right now, and that's very impressive. With this Six of Birds here, this is saying that you are divinely guided and protected through this rebirth that you're going through, because this is definitely a rebirth here, and that some clarity is incoming here. Like I said, you may not be able to fully see that you're in this like abundant era yet, but again, where these lessons keep coming in, it's going to make it very clear. These lessons are very clear of what's not sustainable anymore. And so funny, I have this Six of Embers here. This is like the Six of Wands. This is a victory. In this deck, it can represent a small victory, but I keep hearing like snowball effect, and that it's like these small victories are what add up to big victories, that a bunch of little wins make one big win. And that's what you're about to see in your life. Like I said, where it starts with the little luxuries to get to the big luxuries, that's how we're starting. So get the strawberries, that type of thing. Two of Embers, you're in a planning stage and you're about to take off. Again, where this is divinely guided, you may be seeing a lot of planes, a lot of helicopters. And then this Ten of Lotuses, this is obviously like ultimate happiness, contentment, fulfillment. I love that these all came out right in a row. And then this is what you're about to experience when you see how abundant you are, not just in the physical, but it stems from inside. It's this internal abundance that you now have this level of trust, where you started out with this heartbreak energy, and then we've ended here, is that you've learned and you've grown. Eight of Embers, this is fast moving. That you've gone through this healing process to get here, and it's where you've been so afraid of someone taking your happiness. You've now gained this level of strength and mastery in yourself, where again, this has been a mastery process where no one can really take this from you anymore. That's what you've had to learn, is that like a lot of boundaries, and that you allow people access to your life, that you're not as free and open and giving as you were before, and this isn't in a bad way. This is, you're able to discern who deserves a space in your life and who doesn't, and who gets what access to certain pieces of you. And you're learning, or you have learned, that people with the potential to do this for you, you're able to spot them right away, and they don't get a seat at your table anymore, which is how you're able to get this and sustain it. And you're starting to see that and learn to trust yourself again, that you can do things that make you happy. You can buy the foods, buy the objects, whatever that make you happy, live the lifestyle that makes you happy, without worrying that someone's going to come in and sabotage it, because you have learned through this whole death and rebirth process how to guard yourself appropriately, how to protect yourself appropriately, and how to like move forward in a way that allows you to be victorious. There's a lot of maturity energy coming through as well. A lot of you have really matured in ways that you may not have recognized. Again, where I saw that juggler, they're just focused on keeping all the pins in the air. They don't even know how many they've got at this point. But that's the whole point, is that you have achieved such a level of mastery and discipline and focus, and you're about to see it widespread in your life. Again, with this Ten of Lotuses here, that you have a lot coming for you in this next chapter, and you've been prepared appropriately, and you're really stepping into this next level, especially if you've been feeling overwhelmed lately, or you're like, I feel like I've got so much on my plate. You don't really know what you've been doing differently, but you've got so much on your plate, and that is the beauty and the result of mastery, that you've been so focused on your craft that things have been coming at you and you haven't even really noticed it. You don't even think you're doing anything differently. And that's what magnetism is, how magnetic you are. That's what you've done. You've attracted all of this to you, and you've become a master in your craft and what you're doing. And now masters have so much to offer the world. Again, this is Ten of Cups. This is a lot of abundance and overflow. And you're about to see how much abundance you have in your energy, which is the ability to give to others. It's not how much you can hoard for yourself. It's the ability to give to others. And you're about to see how much you have to offer and how much you have to give through this level of mastery. So if this resonates with you, let me know. If you'd like your own personal reading with me, you can head to the link at the top of my page. They're in my Etsy shop. And also check out my Substack while you're there. Thanks, guys.